Hey friends, I am back with another What Sold video. So if you want to know what sold the second week of November, stay tuned. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victors to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil getting strong and the ladies in command. Hey friends, it is Stephanie with Three Queens Resale. And if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on me. And hopefully you will consider subscribing. So give this video a like and subscribe. And if you're a reseller bestie, I know you have already liked and subscribed, and I appreciate you besties. Thank you guys for following me on my reseller journey. And I am super excited. As you guys know, I've barely been focusing on growing the channel and taking it into new directions. So watch out 2024. But right now we're going to talk about the second week of November 2023. What sold videos are important because you get to see what's selling in real time and kind of find trends. So I encourage you to watch this video all the way through. At the end, I will have all my numbers for the week and my action steps for the week going forward that I'm going to focus on. So let's get into it, starting with Sunday, November 12th. First up on Poshmark, we have these Born ankle boots, gray size 10. They have been listed since May, and they sold for $28 after the $5.60 in fees. I was left with $22.40. Next on Poshmark, we had this Lands' End trench coat, size medium. It had been listed since June. It sold for $35 after the $7 in fees, and I guess the $2.12 in shipping discount. I don't understand my notes, my writing. I was left with $25.98. Next on Poshmark, we had these 9 West ankle boots, and they had been listed since July 10th. They sold for $12. 9 West is a brand that I am not picking up anymore. They sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $9.05, which is crazy how brands rotate, because when I was right out of college, 9 West was, and maybe I just didn't know better, but the 9 West store was like the best I could afford. Like I couldn't even really afford. It was like a splurge. And now, I guess since they don't have their stores everywhere anymore, it seems like it's gone down in value and they just don't flip for as much. I would buy them for myself, but not to flip. Next up on Poshmark were these UGG ankle boots, black, size 9.5. These have been listed since April 10th. They sold for $56 after the $11.20 in fees. I was left with $44.80. Then on Mercari, yay, we had a Mercari sale. These Wonder Shop New Attacks pajamas sold, size 8, sold for $18 after the $3.05 in fees. We were left with $14.95. Those have been listed since April 28th, and we have a ton of them. They were in our Target palette. So yes, we have, like, they're probably back on sale at Target right now. So if you need pajamas, come check us out. Next up on Depop, we had sold this New York & Company coat. It sold for $29, and after the $4.66 in fees, we were left with $24.34. That brings our Sunday total to $141.52 with an average sale price of $23.58 for those items. Moving on to Monday, we had 2 sales. The first on Depop, and it was this Disney Minnie Mouse onesie. It sold for $10, and after the $2.87 in fees, we were left with $7.13. It had been listed since April 18th. And then on Poshmark, we sold these Comfort View tall boots, size 11. They were like
very inexpensively made. And they're like a place like that you would get from like a Rainbow or Dots, like that type of boot. They were given to me by one of my friends at church, so free inventory. They sold for $8, $2 after the $2.95. I was left with $5, bringing our Monday total to $12.13 and an average sale price of $6.06 for those two items. As you can see, you had to take the good with the bad. Next up, November 14th was Tuesday, and we had 7 sales all on Poshmark. So it looks like I sent out offers to likers. But I'm doing that more and more to get rid of some older things as we move forward. First up was this Torrid Ponte Knit jacket, size 3X. It had been listed since August, and it was from my plus size estate sale haul. I'll link those hauls, a playlist of those hauls up above. And my average cost of goods in that haul was, I think, 82 cents an item. So this sold for $12 after the $2.95 and the $2.02 in shipping discount. I was left with $7.03. Kind of expected to make a little bit more on that, but Torrid is not selling for as much as it used to, so it's going to be relegated to a bins pickup only. I'm still going to pick it up, but not going to pay up for it. Next up on Poshmark was this Sonoma knit sweater, white size extra large. This had been listed since December 30th, 2022, so it was time to say goodbye. It sold for $10 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $2.02 and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $5.03. Next up, we had this Gap sweater, gray, size large. It had been listed since August 15th, and it sold for $9 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $4.03. I think if I would have been more patient and if I would have had it listed for more to start with, I would have made more money. But like I said, I was in the mood to clear out things. Next up was this Just Fab dress. This was part of a bundle sold on Poshmark. What was it? Poshos. I was like, what are those called? So this, both of these items were bought just to auction and had been in inventory since September. So this Just Fab dress, blue, size 2X, was new at tag. And this green envelope black cardigan 2X, they both sold for $2 after the $2.95 in fees. I made $7.05. I will be raising prices on all of my auctions, with my lowest starting price probably $6, like just even to clear things out, just because prices are going up at the Goodwill, and it's actually probably more beneficial to let things sit than to risk selling them at a low auction price. Next up, let me know if you do Posh shows and what you think about that. I really think for Posh shows, Poshmark should consider waiving the $2.95 fee and making it just like a flat 20% like they do on the other items, because it's not beneficial to run low cost items in Posh shows and expect people to bundle. Most of the time people do bundle, but yeah, it's just not profitable right now. And you'll see that with this next one, also sold in Posh shows, was this Babadoo blouse, size 2X. It sold for $4 after the $2.95 fee. I was left with $1.05. That is not the lowest sell of the week, friends. We go lower. But that was also an item bought to auction, and so I made $1.05 on it. It was a wait list at the bins, but still just the time and energy it takes to process items and, handle them. We want to make more money than that off of them. So we'll definitely be moving forward in 2024, be revisiting how we price things for auctions, and if auctions are going to be part of our landscape. I feel like they will at some level, but not to the degree that they are now for many reasons, which I'll go into in another video. Next up are these Hush Puppy Boots, purple, size 9.5. These were at Ben's pickup, and I have had them since May 28th. They sold for $11 after the $2.95 fee and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $6.03. Had no interest in those. I thought they were so cute. I thought somebody would like them, but no. Next up on Poshmark was this Ann Taylor skirt. It was an XL gray ponte knit skirt. It has been listed since May 4th. It sold for $14 after the $2.95 in fees. We made $11.05, bringing our Tuesday total to $41.27 for those 7 items with an average sale price of $5.89. Moving on to Wednesday, I'm trying not to cling my wrist as much because actually I have a long sleeve tee on, so she's in there. But I noticed in the other video how irritating it was when my bracelet hit the desk. So I apologize. You guys need to leave me a comments when I'm doing irritating things so I can fix them. November 15th, we had 2 sales. The first was these on Poshmark, these Ellen Tracy ankle boots, size 8.5. They have been listed since October 2022, so over a year. And they, like a year and a month. They sold for $15, and after the $3 in fees, I was left with $12. So that shows you, like, if you're willing to wait things out, you can get, you will find a buyer that will pay for it. So some of the things that we sell clear out on auction and only make a few pennies on, I'm like starting to think like maybe I should just go back to my strategy of just like listing and sharing and letting it sell naturally, sending offers, accepting offers. So that's what I'm thinking. Next up was a Mercari sale. It was this holiday hype X sweater, so Christmas sweater, and it was an extra large. It sold for $30, and after the $4.60 in fees, I was left with $25.40. So the total for those 2 items was $37.40, and the average sale price was $18.40 or $18.70 for those 2 items. That holiday hype sweater was a bin pickup, and so were the Ellen Tracy boots. So, like I say, things always sell. I'm thinking of, I don't know. I got lots of thoughts rumbling in this head, and that's the fun thing about having your own reselling business. Your own business is that you can try things, you can not try things, you can reinvent the wheel, you can do whatever you want, and that's what I love about reselling. So if you are, of course, wanting to learn more about reselling, hit that like button and subscribe so you can watch me make all the mistakes, and then that way you don't have to. On Thursday, November 16th, we had 1 sale, but she was a goodie. She was a baddie. So this was at J. McLaughlin. It sold on Poshmark, and it had only been listed since November 7th. And when I say these list dates, these are the dates my husband has it processed, photographed, and enlist perfectly. So it could theoretically, it should be listed on November 7th if I'm doing my job. But sometimes your girl gets behind a week or 2. So I feel like this was one of those ones where I might have been right on track. Because it's been a while. It hasn't been long since I sourced this one. And it's already sold. It's November 16th. And it was listed on List Perfectly November 7th. So what is that? Less than a week. So this is a J. McLaughlin blouse. And if you don't know, J. McLaughlin is the bomb. Like, very, very expensive designer, quiet luxury, like, designer. And this blouse probably was like 200 to 300 in the store, but it was a size extra large. And so when I saw it, I knew she was going to sell. So it sold for 50. I took an offer for 50. I had it listed for like 75 because why not shoot for the stars? After the $10 in fees, I was left with $40. And so my average sale for that price for the day was $40, as well as my total. Moving on to Sunday, where looks like I sent out offers to likers. So November 17th, Friday. First up was the soft surroundings dress, which is so cute. I picked it up at a consignment shop way back in the summer, and she finally sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I made 803. I think because of the small size, it was an extra small. I'd struggled with likes, so that's why I lowered the price. Next up was this Roman blouse 2X. It sold in my Posh show, it was the only thing that sold. Sometimes my Posh shows are not that good. So you guys let me know what's the best time to go live. I'm trying all different times, and all different shows. But it sold for $5. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $205. Next up, we had another biggie. These Jimmy Choo boots, size 6, have been listed since April 10th. They sold for $125. After the $20 in fees, I made $100. And so, yeah, I think I had about $20 into those. So I'm really happy with that flip. Next up is this Torrid chambray button-down top. It's a size 0X. I find the 0Xs are harder to move in Torrid. This had been listed since August 3rd. It sold for $17 after the $3.40 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $11.58. Like I said, Torrid just has not been as good as it has been in years. Doesn't mean it won't come back. Maybe it's the items I'm picking up. But I did get that at a plus size consignment or a plus size estate sale. So my cost of goods were less than $1, and I'm pretty happy with that. Next up was this North Face mini skirt. So this is the low blow of the week. This is one of those lessons that Stephanie is going to teach you. So this sold for $5 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I made 3 cents. It had only been listed since August 10th. I don't know what I did wrong. I went back and I think I listed it too low. What I meant to list it for, and I don't know. I just need to pay more attention to detail. And also when I send out offers to likers, I need to exclude things from a certain price point down because you don't want to give things away or lose money. So it is what it is. It will cause that a mistake like that makes me slow down and double check. And I feel like every now and then I need one of those so that I can sharpen my game. Next up was this Lulu's dress, new with tag. And P.S. I have cross-listed all of our North Face to our latest eBay store. I will link it in the description below. I started a third eBay store, and I'll do a whole video on my eBay shenanigans that I have going on. But yes, we have 3 eBay stores now, and one is just going to be kind of like that North Face activewear type, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I did just put North Face over there yesterday, and I'm going to move Lululemon, then Patagonia, some of those brands over there, and we'll see how they do. They're just not getting a lot of attention on Poshmark and in my other platforms, so I thought if I pulled them out and put them in a different place altogether, maybe I could get more sales and bundles, but we'll see. I'm just trying all types of different strategies. Let me know in the comments down below if you are what strategies you're using, what you're trying to do to increase your sales. But next up was this Lulu's orange dress, size large, new at tag. It has been listed since December 7th of last year. So she was coming up on a year. After it sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with 803 and happy to see that go. But this one is even older, friends. Ready? Next up was an eBay sale. So yay, we got an eBay sale. But these were Talbot's ties. So Talbot's the men's brand, a set of 3 ties. They sold for $5.90. After the fees of $1.06, I made $4.83. These ties had been listed since December 10th of 2021, so almost 2 years. So if you're new to the channel, I listed a bunch of my dad's clothing. He had over 200 ties. Yes, the man liked to dress. And so I had put them in like little bundles, like in little like color coordinated bundles. And so one filet. Well, I've sold others, but it's been a while since we sold. All the ties are in G4 and it's like we're just G4 is chocked full. And so I was excited to see those go. I feel like it's always just like a little like nod from my dad, like, hey, I'm still cheering you on from heaven whenever something of his sells. So next up on eBay was this Who What Wear midi dress. I like this brand. It doesn't go for much. I'm not ready to give up on it because I love the style of the clothes. It sold for $12 after the $2.16 in fees. I was left with $9.84. It is a Ben's pickup, so I don't have much into it, and it's only been listed since May 18th. But I liked it, so I like it. I buy it. So our total for Friday was $144.39 for those 8 sales, with an average sale price of $18.04, even with the offers. So moving on to Saturday, and then we'll wrap up with our numbers and our action steps. So hit that like button, and thanks for hanging out. Saturday, November 18th, we had 4 sales all on Poshmark. The first was this Nike Dry Fit jacket, gray size large. It had been listed since August 3rd. It sold for $10 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I only made $5.03. So that's why I'm like just seeking out other places for those type of things, or if I should even pick them up anymore. I know times are hard for people, and so they're really looking for a deal. And so, but girl, I got to pay my bills too. So they're hard for me too. So it's like that, trying to find that balance of being able to give people good deals, but also being able to make money myself and not work myself into the ground. So we are volume sellers, but I am trying to have a more work-life balance. I was in a car accident. I have some rotator cuff issues here, so I can't do the repetitive motion of lifting this arm up to do auction. So if you see me in an auction, I'm doing it left hand, but now my left shoulder is starting to hurt. So it's just a lot to think about. And going to the bins, I cannot go and do as much because of my shoulder. My shoulder is always hurting now. And I might have to have surgery, so I'm trying to baby it. So that's where we are with that. Like, I don't even know what took me off on that tangent. But next up, we have this Morona sweater, black size large. It was new at tags. I picked this up out of the bins. It sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $7.03. Then we have this Sac Hobo purse. This might have been new at tags. I don't remember. I think it was. I picked it up July 10th, or it's been listed since July 10th. It sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with 905. I never make much off of SAC or Vera Bradley, but those things are light and I often can find them in really good condition at the Goodwill outlet, aka the bins. And our final sell of the week were these Out From Under pants, size medium. They're a pink sweat pant. They've been listed since February 28th. And so, was it the 28th? Was it a leap year? No, I guess it's the 29th when it's the leap year. But anyway, they sold for $25 on Poshmark. After the $5 in fees, I was left with $20, bringing our Saturday total to $41.11 for those 4 items with an average sale price of $10.27. So let's go over our numbers. So my goal for each of the categories. My goal for, so I have 3 matrix. If you're new here, 3 matrix that I am trying to use to judge myself, not judge, like, I don't know, judge, like goals that we look at. So 1 would be the number of items sold, and my goal was 80. And we sold 30 this week. So we're still only at 38% of our goal. But last week we were only at 23. So we are up from last week. Then the next metric is the average sell price. So my goal is to have a $20 average sell price, which is super hard this time of year because I'm clearing out a lot, but I'm still holding that as my goal. So this week it was at $15.23, which is 76% of our goal, which is up from last week, which was only $14.87. So both matrix of those matrices are up. And then the final matrix is the average cost or average sell price. No, sorry, it's not. It is the total number of sales. I want to make $17.50 in a week. Because and that $17.50 comes from if I sell 80 items with an average sale price of 20, blah, 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 blah. So, this week we're at $457.82. So, we're only at 26% of our goal, but we are up from last week, which it was $312.47. So, improvement. We are on the upward swing, so the action steps that I've been putting in place are working. But as you guys know, with anything, it's hard to see. It's hard to see progress within a 7-day span. So you have to be consistent. So we're going to keep on. Our numbers for the platforms on Poshmark, we made $394.72 and sold 24 items. Poshmark by far is our number 1 platform. Then on Mercari, we sold $40.35. And that Poshmark number was up from last week. We're down this week on Mercari. We only had the 2 sales. On Depop, we were up this week. We had $30.63 in sales with 2 sales. On eBay, we were up this week. We had $14.62 in sales with 2 items. And this, I've added a new component, the Whatnot component. We had $97.34 in Whatnot sales. We sold 17 items for an average price of $572 over the course of 5 auctions. So we're trying to build that Whatnot platform, but at the same time, I'm like wondering if that is going to be physically a possibility, reality, feasible as we move into 2024. As promised, action steps. So what am I going to do to get to my goals? So I am going to, 1, increase our listings to 100 items in the next week. We're going to delist and relist older items older than 90 days. And doing that delist and relist, like if some of them I don't get to all of them every day, but I try to look at the listings, the pictures, just the details. How else can I, other than delisting and relisting the same thing? And sometimes, friends, I know you guys don't like it. I know some of you are going to come for me in the comments. That's a-okay. Sometimes it's just adding a stock photo. Sometimes looking at how the item is styled on a human body makes people want to buy it. Number 3, 40% off of Depop all week. So if you are shopping for Christmas gifts or something for yourself, go check out our Depop store. It is 40% off all week. It is Thanksgiving week. Next week, the week after. So we started for 40% off. And on Mercari, we are promoting 10 items a day. And then on eBay, we're listing 3 items daily on eBay just to feed that algorithm. And then our newest one is that we are doing silent auctions on Poshmark daily. So just trying to cover all of our bases to get more sales in and get closer to our goal. So let me know in the comments down below what you're doing to increase sales, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up on the way out, and I will see you in the next one.
3 queens Brazil where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victims to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil getting strong and the ladies in command. 3 queens Brazil taking over the land.